What is up, Whale family? This is Nightmare and Rune bringing you Hang Time, where we talk NBA Top Shot, sports collectibles, the market, fantasy sports, and all things hoops and hype. Rune, my man, happy holidays to you. How was your weekend?
Happy holidays. It was good. The kids were happy, and that's what matters.
Yeah, man, a slew of NBA games happened during the holiday, of which I had very little time to watch because
Yeah.
things were absolutely bananas. And to be quite honest with you, I'm more interested in the toys that Santa dropped off than probably anyone else in this house. But we do have, a few things to talk about relative to Top Shot and the market. Um, I thought this was pretty cool. I don't know if you saw this over the past week, but Google Pixel dropped an ad, relative to NBA fans and hoops, and of
Oh,
course Top Shot made an appearance during it towards the end, and that got a lot of hype. Thinking
yeah, I
about
saw the little blip for the little turn section. So yeah, I definitely I caught what that was right away.
yeah, and it kind of talks to the level of partnership and integration that they have planned for and they have working behind the scenes. So I think more it's a testament to what's possible going forward than what this tangibly does for the brand right now.
Yep, and there it was. They just showed it.
Yeah, I'd also mentioned that there was some NFL action over this past weekend, but I'm trying to block it out of my head because for me in particular, it was a painful experience.
Same here.
Uh,
Same here.
for 2 weeks in a row. And likewise, I'm not on NFL all day yet, so why am I going to spend my time talking about the NFL at this point? I kid, but there is some clarity coming into focus, right, with the playoff picture and some divisions, things tightening down the stretch. It's going to be an interesting and nail biting last 2 weeks for some divisions.
Definitely, and I mean, there's some blowouts, and then there's some surprises. But it was I mean, the one game that I saw, I think it was the Browns game. It was pretty close. So
Yeah. Yep, I have a friend who was on the fence on grabbing a Mac Jones jersey, and now he's like, maybe I'll hold off. So
yeah.
we'll see. I told him he's losing faith too soon. But how about the world of soccer? Anything going on for the Rune Report?
Well, the Rune Report is actually a little quiet today because this week has been.
Last time these
Oops,
two
hold on.
teams met, in week
Give
7,
me a
this game
second
got
here. There
decided
we
on
go.
this.
Sorry about that. No, the Rune Report. I mean, it wasn't a lot going on in the world of soccer. There was, especially NFT related. There were some games that happened today, and there were some crazy results with that. One of the funny things that I came across, it's not NFT related, but we had just talked about MLS ending their season with the New York City FC taking the championship. They got the MLS Cup. Well, they NYCFC decided to botch their jersey. So after a championship game, if the winner will gets a star above their crest, and if you have 5 stars, it turns into a gold star. So if you win 5 championships, you get a gold star. One is a silver star. Well, it's supposed to go over the crest. They decided to put it over the Adidas logo. So got a lot of people upset, like this guy right here. He only had one job, but apparently they sold out, so they can't even replace them. So they have to wait until new jerseys are made, and which they're saying is going to be about another 4 to 6 weeks. But they said that they will replace them, but in the meantime, I find it kind of funny. I mean, the team is newer. It was 2014, I believe, when they came in, and this is their first championship. So I give them a little bit of leeway. But come on now, put the star in the right spot.
Now, is this going to be kind of like the NFT attribute, where this could become rare, like a collector's item because
So
they messed up?
yeah, there's so many people that are like, "I'll buy it from you. I'll buy it from you," or just save it. Just save it. It's gonna be worth a ton of money. I mean, if it was me and if I had the money to spend on getting another one when it came out, I'd keep this.
Yeah, no, I think it's got some historic precedent here, and
Yeah, right.
that's always valuable. So that's all happened in the world of soccer. Quiet week indeed.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess it's a given with it being the week after the holidays, right before the new year. Things are going to be pretty hot and heavy, I believe, in January with trades happening. They have till the end of January to the entire world of soccer throughout the entire world. Have until the end of January to do some trades. So it'll be a busy month next month. So I guess we're taking a little break. We'll get
Yep.
through.
an opportunity for you to do like I did and kind of rationalize and parse down your NBA Top Shot account into what you actually want to go into the new year with. And we'll go into that in just a little bit. But I do want to talk about the market over the past week. I know we had a lot of concerns with what we had seen in the market. We actually saw a bounce right now. The market cap sitting at, 752,000. That's up about 5% versus where we were looking a week ago. And likewise, most of the major metrics have shown an incline as well. So, we had a lot of activity, a flurry of activity with the pack drops, with the legendary as well as the MGLE, the holiday as well, and then a lot of people, going to the market either to purchase moments that they wanted or to unload some.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it pans out over the new year. People getting a little bit of money, and from good old Saint Nick and family and friends. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean that STEMI money has to have dried up, right? So
Yeah,
this is really people having injected money and effort into the ecosystem to try to score those legendaries, and we're likely seeing more activity now on the low end, right? As people are trying to accumulate for the pack drop coming up, which we'll talk about in a moment as well. But if we look at the onboarding, it still continues to be just a slight trickle slow this
yeah,
week as you would expect a holiday week. Again, my target I'm hoping to see by end of season, and though I think it might be ambitious at this point, was 750,000
yeah.
people. But we'll see if they have something up their sleeve heading into the back half and the playoffs. But on the base sets, you could see a continued climb there, with the exception of base one, and I'd say that's close enough to flat. But base two and base three continuing to climb over the past week after seeing some significant growth the prior week.
Even base two had a nice little spike there.
Yeah, indeed. And anecdotally, I looked at that Jokic, and that Jokic is that
Yeah,
here? Yeah,
yep.
$74 now, right? So my
I know.
super unscientific way of measuring this and keeping track of this one moment all the time, which I don't even own, by the way. I just watch it fluctuate. It's now gone in the other direction, so it's swung back into a healthier range, but still in that $70 range where it was, but certainly in better shape than the $67 we had seen three
Yeah,
weeks ago, I want to say, or 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Yeah, and it was good. It's a $7 jump, which isn't too shabby.
That's 10%. Yeah.
Yeah,
Now, the whale vault actually had a slight rebound as well, pretty much coinciding with what we saw with the macro market. It's up about $1.2 million versus what we measured it last week.
mhm,
Um, and that represents roughly 4% and change. So again, in line with the market. If we look at evaluate market, it's actually up similarly as well. It's up to 28.8 from 28.2 a week ago. And again, we had looked at some of the drivers of this and really had seen that, someone taking this LeBron James
yeah,
moment here
yeah,
down to 250,000. But, now there's been some movement on that as well, it seems.
yeah.
Uh,
Oof.
but we had some significant jumps in these John Morants that kind of offset things
Mhm.
as well. So there's some fluctuation. When it's not a very liquid market, you're going to see these types of things. I still don't know what this precipitous jump right here is, and you saw the same thing in the
Yeah.
index, the evaluate market. I mean, rather the moment ranks index.
Yep.
Uh, I'm not
And
privy to what exactly that was, but obviously there was a particular moment or player that really caused that run up.
that was it looks like it was Christmas Day, and
Was
yeah,
that you? Was that you gifting?
please, I wish. Yeah, no, it was Christmas. That was Christmas Day. I wonder what that was about. Yeah,
Yeah,
interesting.
interesting. Likewise, when we look at the sets, interesting to see Run It Back having such, consistent growth here. We've seen this being something that people are always gravitating towards. These legacy players are a strong, strong pull, and it just makes me, think to the possibilities that are there with things like the NFL, and even more so when you get to some individualized sports. Like I think when the UFC does drop, the legendaries are going to be astronomical versus any of the top tier, fighters that are currently active.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, you can't. The, you nailed it right there. Those legendaries are going to be crazy, crazy high.
And I don't know anything. I don't know anything about the licensing
Yeah,
agreement and what exactly they have. Information is very sparse for what I do have, but
yeah,
if they can roll out pride moments and leverage the pride branding with that, I will be going broke, because that will be an incredible piece to collect from a sports collectible standpoint.
So when they go through the UFC, when the UFC does come out and they come out with a Ken Shamrock, are you gonna go crazy with that one, or you remember him?
Yeah, of course. No, I wasn't a big Ken guy. Were you?
No, no, no. I just remember seeing him fight so much. It seemed that whenever I turned on a match, he was fighting. So he wasn't my favorite, but I just always saw him.
Yeah, let's see. Who would I go ham for? I would definitely go ham for Juan D. Silva, right? So all the shooter
Oh
box
yeah,
guys.
yeah,
Shogun. I was a big Shogun guy.
yeah.
Um,
Oh, what was that big
uh,
guy's name?
Sakuraba. I don't know if you're familiar with Sakuraba, but when I was actually training MMA, I love Sakuraba and catch wrestling and watching the Japanese guys so much. I would
Yeah,
study online, like old school YouTube videos of leg locks. And so
yeah,
no one was training leg locks in my area at the time. So it was pretty cool. I would be like with all these guys much bigger than me on the fight team, and they'd freak out the minute they were on their back because they knew I was grabbing a limb. But yeah, no, I would definitely go ham on some pride cards. But now I'm geeking on the fight game. Probably you
yeah.
don't even know what I'm talking about, Ron. You're going along. You're a good sport.
Go for it.
So challenges, the same challenges actually that we had talked about last week. Differences now you have 1 day to complete them. I'm interested to see how many completions this very expensive legendary deck the hoops challenge gets, because of course there's a D Rose here as the reward, but the next one is likely a LeBron. So people will probably be active trying to do that. Those that have the means to do so.
Yeah, definitely.
And of course, everybody's on deck waiting for the Series 1 reserve packs. The second drop is dropping this Thursday. I knew we have people within our community that we're actually looking to do some OTC, right? They were trying to accumulate some moments and circumvent the marketplace just because it can be cumbersome. But a lot of people looking to get involved. I think it's actually helped from a liquidity perspective. I've been trying to clear out some of my moments that I didn't actually want to hold, but just never did anything with them. And they've been moving. So I think a lot of people trying to accumulate to get trade tickets heading into this. This is a good opportunity for that. And then hopefully what happens is once the packs drop and there's more of these, moments in circulation, some price suppression will happen and things will come down a little bit so that I can spend all that coin that I've accumulated. Because I
Yeah,
think I told you, I've been looking to, kind of reduce down to what I'd actually like to hold as a collectible.
exactly. Yes, yeah. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Also, I know that One Cent Collector was looking for that route, and I really wish that I was able to provide. But like all the ones that I have right now are ones that I want with like the exception of like three or four. But yeah,
Well,
that
you're lucky, man. I had like 100 and something that I had no care for, and maybe like 30 that I'm keeping. So
well,
I'll
your
show you.
collector score is probably way more than mine.
I mean, it was look at it right now. I
uh,
was near 2,000 something. It's now 648. So there was a bloodletting. I was dumping on the market, but it was all, you know, it was a bunch of bench players, so not really a
Gotcha.
concern. I mean, actually, I did do some, top tier stars, but just in the, common sets, high
Yeah,
circ, even players that I think are really great. Like I let go of a Luca, but it was just a common. And if I'm gonna, have a Luca, I'd rather try to reinvest and get something that has some scarcity and some rarity. So we'll see.
yeah, definitely. And just so that you know, my CS is 226. So
Okay, well, hey, it's a battle. I'm see if I can get down to your level, right?
there you go.
So yeah, I definitely consolidated. I have this beautiful Paul Pierce that was gifted to me by
Yeah,
Esoteric. Thank you, Eso. And I'm still not sure. I have some that are. I think I'm going to hold on to some rooks, right? Just because that's opportunistic. I'm not sure about some of these top tier cool cats, though. I have let go of some of the others. So we'll see. I'll likely consolidate this further down to maybe 25 moments or so. And then
nice.
the question is, I think we did this last time. Like, who would you target? And I think you said you'd go after the big man, right?
Oh yeah, and by yep.
But
All
if you had to go outside of your typical wheelhouse, who would you target?
right. I mean, I am really digging on the Phoenix Suns right now, and I can't remember his name. Um, oh my God.
Booker?
Yes, Devin Booker.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw the first time I saw Devin Booker live before he really blew up. I think I was in Phoenix for the Phoenix Open. I mean, the Waste Management Open, which if you've never been or heard about it, it's a golf tournament that's like some strange equivalent of a keg party. I can't really explain it, but it's pretty bizarre. Anyway, I saw Booker there. I'm like, this guy's unbelievable. So Booker's
Yeah, he's
definitely a
really
good
good.
scoop. I'm definitely looking for the value proposition. I saw Ferry in the chat dropped in LeBron James. Of course, LeBron would be incredible,
Yeah.
but I also have to look for the value proposition. You know, what do I think I can get that's probably undervalued right now and has high ceiling, right? So, I love Ja, but Ja's a little priced in at the moment, so I don't
Yeah.
know if that's my best move. Um, Maybe I get the best Tatum that I could score, but that would be still staying within the Celtics realm.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely.
love to hear input from the community on what they think are undervalued, high upside opportunities that if you had to buy like a low level premium tiered card, what would it be, right? If you were going
Yeah,
to
exactly.
drop 500, $1,000, 2,000 and consolidate, what do you think is the value there? And maybe, maybe we'll find some gems. And then
See, I
don't run out and then everyone's going to talk about it. Then they'll all be gone because
they'll
we
all be
we
gone. Yep, yep, you're right. I mean, taking a look at there's some moments out there that I mean, there's some Steph Currys that I absolutely love, and everybody is raving about Golden State and choosing Golden State to win it this year, and I don't think they will. I think they'll blow it. But if I had to go,
whoa, they'll
yeah,
blow it. What's that coming from?
no, I just have a feeling that it'll get to the semifinals and they'll lose. I don't think they're going to the finals this
And
year.
who do you think is in the West?
Oh my god, for the West. I mean, I got to stick with Phoenix. I know
Okay.
that they're hitting a little rough slump for a little bit there, but I Phoenix is good. I really
Well,
wanted Phoenix to do it last year,
well,
but
listen. I think you need to, once COVID's done, I think you need to kind of mimic the trip that I took. Go to the Waste Management Open. It's a crazy tourney. I'm not even a huge golf spectator, though I go out there and swing the sticks now and then. But
yep,
it's like the crowd's going wild. It's a bunch of college kids with like taking shots and cake parties everywhere. The crowd's cheering at one of the holes, and like the players were coming out slapping high fives with us and stuff. It was a pretty cool atmosphere. Then check out a Suns game.
yeah, definitely. That is actually on my bucket list is to go for basketball games is to check out the Phoenix Suns in Phoenix.
Feria says that the Curry fandom moment 618 is now 3,000.
Oh my god.
Nice. Um, Esoteric had said he's a utility hunter, to be honest. So he's looking
Ooh,
for moments that he could parse together and get some additional things from Dapper and Top Shot, whether it's experiential or airdrops and things of that nature. So
hey,
it's cool that there's so many different approaches that you could take to this. Like we talked about the live token scoreboard before for like, you can choose your favorite team and then
yep.
see where you rank relative to other people in that fandom.
Yeah, and I think yeah, it's going to be very interesting going forward also along with NHL closing down the season due to COVID. If NBA happens to do the same, which there were little rumblings about, I could see a bunch of moments going pretty high just because of scarcity, you know.
Yeah. Also mentioning selling into pumps, which of course should be the strategy always. If you do want to exit, look for that exit liquidity. But I have actually seen people talking on Twitter about doing some loss harvesting right now, right? So there are people literally saying, "Hey, I know this is below market value. I haven't done this with Top Shot myself,
Yeah,
but I have with some NFTs recently, and even some tokens that I held, right? So
yeah,
uh,
definitely.
I think where it makes sense, you could do that, and then not this is Ilascavia's realm, right? The not financial advice,
NFA,
but
NFA.
maybe take that funding that was sitting there trapped and then get into something that you think has better opportunity, which is some things that I actually did with some of my NFTs. Maybe we'll talk about that, towards the end.
Yeah, and I like actually real quick. Fabio put out there thoughts on collecting the most viewed highlights of 2021. Actually, kind of like that also. I mean, there's you're gonna have your LeBron Jameses, your Steph Curry's and all of that stuff, but it'd be interesting to see what of the most viewed ones were kind of like the the quiet sneakers, the ones that like didn't you're surprised to see them that high.
The quiet sneakers. Yeah, I've yet to play on that court, but you know what? It's an interesting idea because there's a lot of weight given to exposure oftentimes, and we see this with other NFTs also, right? Like, hey, this is the most viewed X, Y, and Z. I think what really matters is that it also really has to resonate with people.
Yeah,
Of
exactly.
course, you could say subconsciously something's been ingrained into someone, but I think if I was doing that, what I would try to target personally, if this was my strategy, were moments that I thought could possibly have historical reference,
Yes, yes,
like things that are iconic. Like obviously you think of some Jordan dunks. I think of Grant Hill Duke put back. I think of Kemp
yeah.
dunking, and coming down and doing the Rain Man point on people, right?
Backbreaking
There
backboards.
right, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly, right? Things that you think could be like played in the highlight reel on Sports Center years down the
definitely.
line. And that's really subjective, but I guess that's part of the fun of it, right? If you find
Yep.
one you think this player is super dope, he's going to be huge, and this is going to be something they play over and over again, which is actually one of the reasons why I want that. Oh gosh, the name's escaping me now. The Trey Young MSG playoff moment where he hushes the crowd.
Yes, 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 yes. That,
Right.
yes.
That one moment is just beautiful to me because of that.
Yeah.
So I love the competitive spirit. So I'll definitely scoop that. That's not even an expensive moment either.
No, no, no. And now you got me thinking of like all the times throughout history that I've been watching the NBA that I would love to have moments of. Give me a one world meta jumping into the crowd in Indiana at the fan.
Yeah, but they're not going
Oh,
to make a moment out of that. But if
I
they
know,
did, that would be cool.
but yeah, I know.
That's like we had Flashmints on who
Yes.
it's a photography based project where they have legacy hip hop and
Yep.
urban culture photographers sharing their collection, and it's kind of a blind mint. You have a random chance to get different subjects that were photographed and also one of ones, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But there was one particular moment you and I had talked about
Yep.
that kind of lends itself to what you're describing. It was Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre on stage at the Source Awards in New York when the whole thing happened, where Suge challenged Puffy, and so you just see the scowl on Snoop's face, and he's
Yes.
like, "What? The East Coast has no love for Death Row?" And like
Yeah.
capturing that moment, right, is so iconic. So I was like, "Oh my gosh, I have to have this." Imagine I minted a rare version of this. Same thing for hoops, right? If you could try to pull something out and say, "Hey, this is going to be amazing because this happened when XYZ." So
Exactly.
that sounds like a lot of work, though, Fabio. I'll put you on deck. I need you to scan through the releases. Let us know if there are any of these that you think will be historically relevant, and let's review them next time. All right, so I've rambled a bit too long, but I did want to talk about some interesting collectibles things that we saw over the past week. Rare
Yeah.
Gachi. So Rune, you're someone involved with this. You're over there. I see you talking and whatnot. You got any scoop to explain this to me? What's going on?
So the inside scoop is show up and just stay. No, this is they are going for a 90s Tamagotchi style with massive twists, updated, modernized. Obviously, that's where that's the style that they're going for. Now, is it going to look like the pixelated things? We haven't seen quite yet, but some weapons were released today, and one of them included a straw. Yep.
Wait, did you say weapons?
Yeah.
So
Weapons as emojis. No.
so so Tamagotchis and Avagotchis, you breed them.
Yep.
I don't know what else they do. Are you saying these guys are going to fight or battle or something?
Yes, and to let you know, uh, my insider information, uh, when it comes to like Rude Moose, who I'm sure knows quite a bit, just won't talk. When it comes to NFL all day, I actually don't know too much about what's going on. I know more about what's going on with Crypto Motors than I do with Regachi. Um, but yeah, this is gonna be big and it's gonna be fun. So if you guys get a chance, check it out on Discord.
Yeah, so I saw over on the Discord, I joined it because I think DC had posted a link and said, "Hey, come over if you join early. There's some opportunities or perks or something."
Yep.
So I'm in there, but I think they talked about also having other roles. So if anyone hasn't checked it out, I'd recommend you hop over there, hang out in the Discord. It looks like for being early, there might be some alpha leaks or some opportunity, but this definitely talks to my geekdom, my 80s fandom and 90s gamification type stuff. So just thought I'd bring that up. I thought that was pretty cool. Likewise, you talk about crypto motors. I keep hearing all this murmuring about the 3D game. The 3D game. I saw this tweet here where it shows taking some of the assets into 3D. Could you tell me a little bit about this?
So, yes, and what's funny is there are some people that have a little bit more access than I do, and I am quite upset about it only because the leaked pictures that I have seen are absolutely stunning. So, Crypto Motors for a while has been going top down, old school Grand Theft Auto style racing, where you really aren't racing. You're just putting your car up against a bunch of other people's cars based on your stats. Will determine how you do, get you on a leaderboard, and potentially get some whale out of it. Now, what's coming is this 3D game. Now, this is a little sneak peek that they launched back just a little bit before Christmas, on the 23rd, and this is the inside of a garage. The GUI is not done yet, so there is more that's not seen here. But I have put in the word for putting decals on, especially when it comes to like esports decals. So something like that going on this is amazing. But I will tell you from some of the alpha footage, dude, Need for Speed. Right. I mean, that's the first thing that came to my mind.
Yeah, I
The
saw.
motion blur, everything.
So I saw the stream with DC where he had them on, and I was kind of blown away because I want to say in the summer maybe
Yep.
Zorro had hit me up and said, "Hey, we're looking to play test. Can you test
Yep.
some alpha versions of the game?" And I did, and it was cool. It was mostly to test the physics,
Yep.
and it had kind of like I guess base placeholder graphics. It looked like something from Windows 90,
Yep.
Windows
Yep.
3.1, right? Like
All those,
I was
yeah.
going around it was fun, whatever.
Yeah.
So then when I saw this, I was like, what?
Yeah.
This got developed in months. They must have just been holding it back and waiting to merge it, but it did
This,
definitely look incredible.
yeah.
But I'm hearing a lot of murmurs. Are you saying this 3D game is something's around the corner, or
Yeah. So Leandro is sticking to December and he's not budging. And the end of December is coming.
right?
And he is saying at least alpha is going to be still within December, playable alpha. So yeah, we keep on making sure that it's still good, and I keep playing
So
it. Nothing's changed.
so if you own a crypto motors car, you can race in this game, regardless that asset can play in this game.
Yes, your Crypto Motors car has a 3D model associated with it, and therefore you will be able to play even your little black sedan or your white neon roadster or the retro rocket you forked out 5K for. No. But yeah, no, it's every car it has a 3D model associated
That's
with it.
pretty dope. I'm tempted to pick your brain about stats and all this other stuff, but we have other stuff to talk about, so we will move on. But that is definitely pretty cool.
Yep.
Why did I bring this up? Oh, okay. I wanted to show a couple of cool things. So, you guys may have known I've talked about Huck Wirtz and his gamification with Mootopia. He has these bovine inspired game assets that he's been developing for kind of an RPG and a board game. And now he's actually taken it to the next level and created 3D assets that will go into the sandbox
Nice.
and into other gamification to be able to play and do stuff live. So I just thought that was cool. And again, this guy does incredible stuff, and he just does it out of the spirit of wanting to build and experiment in the space. So again, that's Huck Wirtz. You can find him. I follow him on Twitter. You could likely look him up on our Discord. We've discussed his work many times, but his gamification is now going to the next level, making these assets that are going to be playable. I told
Yeah,
him to definitely make it live PvP so I can slaughter DC and whatever it is.
yeah, seriously.
And then I just thought this was cool, a little humble brag, but we talked about the
Thank
flip of assets. So I actually took a piece that I had that I wasn't a fan of any longer, was able to get out of it and turn it into a coldie from Async Blueprints, which we talked
Oh,
about
makes
before, I
sense.
think, right?
Yeah,
The reveal on those is super dope.
yeah,
I also grabbed a
yeah.
giant swan.
That's amazing. I love that piece.
And of course, we were all in the Queens and Kings, or at
Oh,
least most of us were, that were excited about it. And I'm excited to see how the gamification is going to work with hacking traits.
yeah, the hacking traits is gonna be huge, and it seems like it's gonna be a lot of fun. But yeah, yours is very interesting. I like the face. Freedom is non fungible.
Yeah, I like this. Looks like an accurate depiction of me, so I don't know if I will
Yep.
hack it. I may have to preserve this since it's so, on point.
You got to get your neck checked out, buddy.
Yeah. I I was thinking like if I had a wish list of things I don't have as I'm heading into
I
2022.
want one of these too.
Obviously, my Christmas list is all come and gone. But let's say New Year's goals, right? What would I really want? I think one of them would be these Voxies.
Thing.
I've been eyeballing this. DC has been talking smack about it for some time, but um, between their land, between their gamification with tactics and being turn-based, and then the PvP type aspect with the different rarity tiers and traits, it's just something that's kind of up my alley, and that's something I'd like to try to get in if there's an opportunity over the next year.
Yeah, definitely. And Voxies have been something that I've been wanting to get in also. And I keep, perusing and still out of my range. But yeah, it looks like it's gonna be fun.
How about yourself? What would be a target, asset
Oh
or
man.
NFT for you for the new year?
I always wanted to buy land and I got my first taste of that. So I'm very interested to see how big time's gonna turn out. Especially because I got the land in there. But part of me is um really wishing that I had a Mori. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about those Moris, but some of them have looked really, really, really cool. Um, Crypto Moris, yeah. I mean, it's not something that I'm gonna drop the break the bank for, but it's definitely something that I wanted to get, and some of these are really cool looking. I can see you sporting that third one there with the gold chain.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, maybe, yeah, I could see it.
yeah. I mean, so Crypto Mori's is one, but like I really want to get into like the my like the sandbox. I haven't even touched sandbox yet. Um, and mostly virtual land and virtual spaces.
I definitely I hear that. I diversified near the tail end of the year here and started buying. I had no land, and
Yeah,
now I have some space in big time. I also picked up I don't know if you could count my apartment in the World Wide
that's
Webiverse, right?
yep. No,
But
that's yeah, no, that's
yeah,
a good one.
I
Yeah,
scooped up three plots in Substrata, so
nice.
slowly accumulating some real estate, and it just felt good to feel like it was almost cathartic. Like I felt like, hey, now I have a place for myself. Should this absolutely blow up?
Yeah, and so just so that you know, I went on a Gods Unchained kick yesterday. I ended up like yesterday and the day before, I ended up playing like 30 games, like 40 games.
What?
Yeah, and I haven't played it since like last year. And I'm hitting up Zoro because all of a sudden one of my packs I got a legendary. And I was like, what? No
Now,
way.
are you buying packs or are you earning them?
I bought my first pack and because the other ones that you get for free from them, you can't put up on the blockchain. They're core ones. But this one I was like, I got 24 bucks. It was on sale, so I'll go ahead and check it out. There's the new I think it was yeah, this if you go to buy packs, you can see what ones are showing now. Yeah, the Divine Order. So I picked up one of the legendaries, and it's a few cents off or whatever. But I was like, I got the money right now. Let me just go ahead and just snag it and see what happens. And I grabbed a pretty decent one. So
What?
yeah, so I was playing a lot of that and FOMOing on your giant swan. I really want a giant swan piece.
Yeah, I think there's still some available on there. He ninja dropped it,
I
so
need some more.
I last time he did that, who was it? Whale Shark,
Yep.
Pranksy, a bunch of big collectors swooped in and said, "Hey, we got to make sure we have this guy." And so I feel better that I've parsed down my kind of mindless collectibles and added some more, really um, valuable, uh, incredible artists that I think have artistic value for me personally. And
Exactly.
I've balanced it a little bit because I was a little degen lately. I have a question for you. So Zoro's mentioning that you
Yep.
got a gold shot. I have no idea what that means.
So I'm posting the screenshot right now that I sent to him. It is so there's
Are you
different.
gonna make me FOMO into buying a pack now or what?
Well, I got lucky with this because you can get a legendary, but it's a little rare to get a legendary. It looks like this. It's not the rarest. I mean, a diamond shine is the rarest, but this is I think like the second rarest. And so that's the card that I picked up right there.
Ooh, shiny.
Yeah, and so normally it's just those little triangles next to the name that are gold, and the border is like a gray, and I picked it up in the gold, and yeah, it's
So so does this can you play this with any deck or is
yeah.
this only a
Oh
specific
no,
deck?
no, actually, no. This one's deception. I actually that was the reason why I reached out to Zoro. I was like, I got this legendary, but I can't seem to put it in any decks. What's going on? And so he schooled me on the different types of decks and what the stuff means on the top, the next to the mana number. So so yeah, I mean, I've been going pretty hard, and I got like 18 out of 30 wins yesterday. So
Hey, I
uh,
played the computer twice and lost once.
that's funny. You'll get it though, man. Like I noticed there's certain decks that are just a lot of people are using and winning with, but I picked one of the hardest decks that you could work
So
with.
what's your preferred deck? What's your go-to?
Right now I'm dealing with death. The everyone's
Death dealing, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone's going on war right now, and you see a ton of war people because. And I tried the war deck a little bit, and I was able to beat someone within like 3.5 minutes.
It's
But
very straightforward because you have the 2 damage
yeah,
ability, and then a lot of them
yep,
are pretty high damage. I think it takes a different kind of play
yeah,
style, almost like thinking of I
yep,
don't know, a bard for some, or like
yeah,
a paladin. I
and
don't
yep,
know.
yep.
I don't say that word often enough in real life to know how to pronounce it right, but you know what I mean.
I played too much WoW back in the day, but yeah, no, it's yeah, no, it's good. And death is what I learned about death is you basically have to um, manipulate what you have. And there was one time where I was down to like 2 health, and I had like a little bit on the board, and then I came in with this one card, and it just destroyed them. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, well, thanks for sharing that. I'm gonna have to find some gaming time somewhere when we have downtime. Obviously, it's been a busy few days here at Whale, so didn't have the opportunity to get in 30 games, but I did get two, and
Yeah,
I
nice.
might have to scoop a pack as well.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, you know what? I missed out on all those drops and all those gods drops, and they've been very forgiving. I had actually a problem with mine where I played 15 games before I realized I wasn't gaining any levels. I was getting experience, but I wasn't getting any levels, and they helped me out, and they hooked me up with a little bit of recompense. Um, so yeah, it's awesome, and I decided to buy a pack because I wasn't going to miss out on a potential other drop. So
Oh, I see. Yeah, because they had another drop for people that had used it, right?
yep, yep, yep. So yeah,
Yeah,
so
did you score a decent chunk in the SOS drop?
I am not a millionaire. My God, some of the I showed my wife some of the pictures that people were posting on Twitter. First off, why the hell would you post that you made $700,000 on SOS drop? Yeah, I get you're excited, but come on, man, don't share that much. Me, I got $50. You know what? It's $50 I didn't have, but I did a little bit of wheeling and dealing on OpenSea. Not much, obviously, for to get $50 worth. But hey, if it ever decides to reach $1, I'll have $7 million. So two
Hey,
hundred 40 million. Good job, Esoteric.
there you go. Definitely. I had a chunk myself. I'm holding it, right? I'm gonna
Nice.
hold
Yeah,
and
I'm
see if
holding
that
it.
For me, it just it seemed to be more upside. So we'll see. It could go to zero. I won't cry about it. But if it goes up, my man,
Yeah,
we are
you
gonna.
wanna read? I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I have to say this. If you want to read something that'll make you cringe a little, if you go into dolphins, um, the likes to bluff posted today at about 5 o'clock ish about what his friend did about having paper hands with SOS. Oh, it's
Okay, you make it dramatic, or you're gonna tell me here?
no, it's okay. He's like, I wouldn't doubt it. I had minimal open sea activity and still cashed out zero point 0.4 ETH. A friend of mine got a lot more than I did and would be worth around 9 ETH right now, but he sold it right when it dropped for half an ETH.
Yeah, I mean, so that happens. That happens to everyone.
Yeah, I
That
know.
that kind of thing happens to everyone.
I've learned that lesson though. I'm holding this SOS.
You can do the opposite, right? You could watch. This has happened to me many times because I don't have the time to babysit things, unfortunately. So what
Yeah,
happens was sometimes I'll be in something. I used to try to play these BSC chain drops, like these random,
yeah, yeah,
doggo coins or
yeah,
something,
yeah.
right? So something launched. I got in for like $1,000. It started going up crazy, and I think it was at like a 70x,
Jeez,
something incredible. And
Jesus.
I'm like, oh man, this thing is on a rocket. I'm gonna when it nears 100, I'm out of there, right? And then I
Yep,
had to go do some family obligations. I don't know. We had to go to dinner, some kind of arrangements. And
yep.
while I'm out, of course, it just plummeted,
Yep.
absolutely plummeted. And then I'm like, oh man, I can't sell it for 20x. I got to hold on and see what
Yeah,
happens.
I know.
You know the end of the story, right?
Yeah, I
The
know
end of the
exactly
story.
where this is
End of
going.
the story is I'm like, hey, well, I have 1/5 of what I put in. Let me see what I could do with that. So, there's, you can't really look at opportunity costs like that. You
Yeah,
gotta,
no, no. It
when
hurts. It hurts.
you can't look backwards. Always forward, my friend.
Yeah, definitely. Learn, live and learn.
Okay, what else did I have here? A couple of quick things. I did want to mention that Zoro told me that I need to get an emoji that's cool to represent Nightmare when it comes on
Ooh,
streams. Something that people would want to throw up when we're on stream, or to bust my chops, or to support me when we're in the general stream text for like office hours or something. I told him I didn't know offhand what to put, and he told me, "How about we put some tentacles?" Now,
tentacles.
I don't know what to think of that, but hey, if it works, it works.
Hey,
I think I'll
see,
put up a vote.
yeah, no. I think just to let you, just my thought on this tentacles, you got about, maybe 8 arms. You're doing a million different things, and you're just, organized chaos when it comes to being like an octopus or something.
Yeah, it's a stretch, but it could work. But I think I'll leave it up to vote. I'll put something in, maybe in the Top Shot room. I don't want to dilute my silliness everywhere. But if you guys could think of something you think would be a cool emoji that you'd like to represent me, or use during my streams, let me know. We got Joe Boo. Maybe I need some pineapple pizza. Maybe I need tentacles. Maybe there's some way to
We
depict a nightmare. I don't know.
yeah, we do need a pineapple pizza emoji because I will rock the hell out of that.
Yeah. Soro's laughing. I think he definitely wants the tentacles. This guy. He's
No,
out
no,
of
those
control.
are good. Those are really good.
I did want to make mention. I saw, I think it was Esoteric mentioning that he has a lot of trouble on his existing system going into the metaverse and really exploring. So I find that it really is browser dependent. I don't know if any of you guys caught the stream that I did with the
Yeah.
Metaverse Music Festival.
Yep.
I went into that thing on Chrome, which usually is my go-to, and it
Yep.
absolutely crawls on Crypto Voxels for me.
Yep.
Of all things, I have a seamless experience with Microsoft Edge.
Yeah, I remember that.
Edge, which is the absolute worst, but like the last browser I want to use for anything. I couldn't tell you why, but it really seems browser dependent. And sometimes with Sandbox, I struggle to get past the sign-in screen depending what I'm doing, right? And I have a decent system, so I do think shuffling browsers sometimes can help. So maybe that'll help you get involved and jump in a little bit.
I remember that night. I just was like, "Are you kidding me? Microsoft Edge is working way better for you."
Yeah, Edge doesn't work for anything. I did want to say a special thank you to our crew for Hooper Dude putting together a fun Christmas Day hoops props bet challenge. It was different for us. I know a lot of people were looking forward to that and enjoyed it. And definitely props to Losh and Feria for coming through and getting number 1 and number 2 on that. Challenging to pick from that many games, and of course, COVID wreaking havoc on the teams as well. But very
Exactly.
cool. Hopefully, we do more in the future with the NBA once we wrap the NFL season. I am working on some possible things for the tail end of the season. for the NFL. So we will see what happens with that. And with the NFL, also, I'd like to remind everybody, get in your prop bet picks for tonight's game. It's just for tonight's game. You pick points, who's going to score more, etc. Have a shot at $100 in whale. And look at this log jam tonight for the pick'em.
Yep.
Lady Warboss, HF, Tigbo, Crypto Right, who's made his triumphant return, Test Bug, all in there vying for the top spot. And then also, some people muscling down below in second. So we will see what happens. Should be an exciting, may come down, likely does come down to the tiebreaker and the scores.
Yeah, I didn't even make this list. That's terrible.
I didn't either because I didn't happen to make any picks because I was too busy playing my 2 games of Gods Unchained.
Yeah, right. I know. I made my picks, but apparently not good enough. I knew it was gonna be bad when I saw the Browns game, and I was like, "Well, there goes mine," because there's 2 sacks right there. They're gone.
Yeah, Lady Warboss saying I didn't look because I usually do terrible. You already won 1 week, Lady Warboss. You can't catch us with the rope of dope anymore, right? We know that you're trying to pull one over on us.
I'm always the best man, never the groom.
Right. With that, I would like to wish everybody a happy new year. We're not going to see each other until the new year for hang time. But once again, we will check in throughout the week as well in the sports NFT room where we bust chops, post pictures of tacos, and of course, talk sports and collectibles. Everybody have a great one.
Last stream of 2021. Have a good one, everyone.